Heart beats heavily. Breath is shaking. Sweat drips down his forehead and down his cheek, raining onto the old page below him. He doesn't know how long he was staring at the book. Had it been a minute? An hour? He lost all track of time. All he knew was that he woke up with no memory, nothing about who he was or where he was from. Finally broken from his trance, he looks around the darkened room. The old wood creaking underneath his shifting weight. The man dusts off his robes, tattered and ripped for reasons he was unfamiliar with. His eyes look back down at the book as though he was hypnotized by its very presence. Despite not being familiar with it, he was drawn to it, as though he may have known about it before. Hesitantly, he goes to pick up the strange item and slowly flips through the pages. Each page had years of wear and wisdom, obviously used and loved by its owner. The first few pages had rushingly written down notes of various topics. His eyes wandered across the words, although nothing caught his attention. Until he reached the fourth page, empty, except for a single message in the middle of the page. It read, "My dearest pupil, you've done so much to fulfill your duties and to grow, and you've pleased me with all that you've done. As a reward, I will give you some valuable information. You disciples are so easy to corrupt, and a little demonic power can go a long way with your kind. For your loyalty, I've gifted you the pleasure of being an anomaly. No longer will you be a blessed human. Neither human, nor angel, nor demon. An immortal creature that has no place anywhere. I hope you do enjoy your new existence, my dear, dear friend. Your teacher, Lewis." Lewis. The name echoes in his mind as memories started to flood back. His teacher, his lessons, the unbearable amount of pain that he felt before waking up. It was starting to come back to him. Panic and anxiety built up and overtake him. He trembles and falls onto his knees while his vision slowly turns blurry from forming tears. All he did, all that he wanted to do, to please his teacher and to become a respected worker in the church. All of the work he had done only to be repaid with betrayal from the one he trusted the most. Anger, sadness, hatred, shock. So many emotions possess his mind all at once. He lets out a scream of anguish from the overwhelming emotions. Suddenly, he is forced out of his breakdown. The air becomes heavier, colder in less than a moment, and a sense of dread chokes the man. He slowly looks back as though someone or something is now behind him. His eyes lock onto a shadowy figure that lingered over him. Terrified at the sight of the unexpected visitor, the man jumps back. However, the shadow only stares at him and slowly tilts its head. Confused, the man slowly stands up straight, takes a step closer to the figure. With closer inspection, he takes note of the shadow's silhouette. It was exactly like his own. Again, he slowly takes a step closer and extends a hand to try and touch it. Before he does, however, something stops him inches away from the mysterious figure. A strange kind of power pulses off of the shadow. The feeling of his own power, yet a bit corrupted. He looks at its glowing yellow eyes, noticing its shapes. No, it couldn't be. He gently places a hand in front of his eye, the other eye focusing to see if there was a glow coming from his eye and onto the hand. And there was. The same yellow glow as the shadow in front of him. Filled with adrenaline, the man flips through the pages of the book quickly, trying to find anything else of note. There had to be something to give an answer, or at least a clue to what happened. He stops near the middle of a book, where a page was obviously ripped out. His finger slowly goes down the rip. Did his teacher do this? Was this what was on that page that would cause it to be ripped out? Perhaps an answer to what's going on, or maybe a way to turn back to normal? Could he go back to normal at all? If he could he be able to return to his normal life? It was odd. He remembers most of his life, but he still cannot remember something very important. What was his name? Questions upon question fill his head while he goes through the last of the pages, desperately trying to find anything to give him any more information he needs. More notes and drawings. None of the contents give him any answers. Only more confusing questions, and so much more anxiety that begin to overtake him and make him feel slightly nauseous. After what felt like forever, stopping at the end of the book, something finally caught his attention. Another note. This one simple sentence, and a name. Was that his name? It didn't seem like it, as it didn't have any sort of familiarity compared to everything else he's been seeing. Although it might as well be. He remembers nothing else about what his name actually was. A life of fear. Is that all his life entails? This feeling of nothing but fear that'll haunt him until the end of time? So many more questions with no answers. The man lets out a huge sigh. He looks around the old decrepit building with the intent on finding a way out. A doorway leads to the outside. Good, he wasn't locked in. And the fear of all he learned and remembered subsides a bit, while being taken over by another feeling. Anger. To think that someone he once considered a close friend and mentor would betray him and find a way part of his identity and force him with a new one. One given to him without warning and without his consent. His past meant nothing now. With so many pieces of the puzzle missing, it was now time to look forward and find answers for the questions plaguing him. He turns to his shadow self, his eyes glowing brightly. The shadow turns into a mist and surrounds the man. This new power, even if it was a curse, there was a part of it that gave him comfort. He turns to the exit with determination to find what he needs. Answers, the missing page, and the one who caused this pain. He walks out of the rotting place, no longer a man, but an entity of fear, and disappears into a black mist. And as the scene fades, the candlelight illuminates the single sentence that he read. Enjoy the life of fear, Gresham Zedam.